So if you just want to start out with a blank slate, you can go into New, and it will give you a blank slate. And in Reason 9, they'll automatically upload reverb, delay, chorus, and compressor. But if you just want a blank template to work from, you can go in and delete these, or you can set your own template up. Now I just want to bring in basic 14 channel mixer. And this is what it would look like in the old version of Reason. You would have a basic 14 channel mixer, and you can bring in your effects returns over here. And how you would set that up, you would do as I had previously just talked about. Put in your effects right underneath the mixer. So you make sure you highlight the mixer, you select it, make sure it's highlighted. Then you go and select the effect that you want. So let's say we wanted an equalizer, and then we wanted reverb. And if you look, those are populating right underneath the returns, the effects returns. And that's how you create effects underneath the mixing board. Now, creating instruments underneath the mixing board, we go over to the instruments, we select the instrument that we want, and remember I said you have to click on the instrument that you want the new instrument to go underneath. So in order for this to correctly populate on track 1, I go over to the mixer and I double click on the instrument that I want to put in. And you see that brought it into track 1. And if I want the next instrument, I make sure I highlight this mixer and I go to instruments and I double click, and that brings it into track 2. So that's how you would set that up in a mixer inside of Reason. Now, looking at this mixer, we also have different knobs to turn as well. We have the left and right panning. We have mute and solo. Mute, of course, basically mutes that track. Solo will basically solo this individual track. And you have what you normally have on your car stereo, which is basic EQ. You have bass and treble. So if you turn down the bass, you can turn down the treble. And you also have to make sure you turn it on in order for it to be activated. And last but not least, the auxiliary returns. These are the ones that we brought in. If you want to add them into that track, you turn it up or down, and that will give you the effects. Now, if you want to rename the track, all you need to do is double click on the instrument, and you can rename the instrument any name that you want, and that will be reflected inside of the mixer. So let's just put in bass. And you see that reflected inside of the mixer. And also, looking at this at the bottom, this is called the transport bar. This is where you'll start and stop, and you'll record and fast forward. And normally I don't even use fast forward. I just double click to wherever I want to go inside of the sequencer window. This also gives you your tempo. So if you want to change your tempo, you double click and change the tempo. It gives you your time signature. If you want to change the time signature, again, you double click and change it in there. Also, the loop feature, turning loop on and off. Turning loop on is a great feature, great time saving feature, because it helps you to hear the song, hear the track over and over again to make sure you've got it correct. And you can use your left and right locators to set the loop range. So if you want the loop to go from beat 1, measure 1, and you want it to end on bar 16, beat 4, you would do the left locator over here at the very beginning and the right locator over here. Make sure you have loop turned on. And right here is your bars beats window where you can see where you are in the song. We're at measure 11. This is the song position. We're at measure 11, beat 1, and sub beat 1. And also, we are 25 seconds into the song. Now, if you want to have a click go behind you as you play, you press click for a click track. And if you want this metronome to play before you start to give you a count in, you select pre-count on or off. And a couple quick other things to be aware of. Command on an Apple and Control on the PC are the quick keys to actually create different things to happen. So Control Z will clear out anything that you've done. So if we go back over to this rack window and we want to undo changing the name, which we did earlier, you just hold Control and Z, and it will change it back to what it was before. And Control and Command Y will actually bring it back, will undo what we just did. So if you want to redo, Command Control Y. If you want to undo, Command or Control Z.